on the cross. Do I have this slide? It is finished. How many of us can relate to this sentence? Allow me to share a few different tones from different sentences for these few examples. It is finished after you have successfully conquered Mount Kinabalu. How many of you all climbed Mount Kinabalu before? And you have that feeling of victory? It is finished. I have finished my final exam paper. I think, how many of you all can relate to that? At last Merdeka, right? It is finished. I've successfully finished the full marathon. A lot of marathon runners here. I'm sure you can relate to me. How about this? It is finished. I finished uploading my file online. 100%. Oh, that's a very happy feeling that you have in you. On the other hand, it is finished also brings sadness. It is finished. I will fail my driving test. Some of us go through JPJ tests, and some of you retake it many times. So I'm sure you can relate that the feeling, gone lah, it is finished. I failed my driving test. How about a police siren you hear from far when you cross the speed limit? Oh, you're gone lah, it is finished. I'm going to get a ticket. How about you know that you'll get rotan for being naughty or after breaking your mom's favorite vase? It is finished. Or how about this? After your favorite performance ends, it is finished. Let's read from John chapter 19, verse 28 to 30. In verse 28 it says, later, knowing that everything had now been finished, and so that the scripture would be fulfilled, Jesus said, I am thirsty. A jar of wine vinegar was there, so they soaked a sponge in it, put the sponge on the stalk of a hyssop plant, and lifted it to Jesus' lips. When he had received the drink, Jesus said, it is finished. With that, he bowed his head and gave up his spirit. In Greek, the word it is finished means tetelestai, or paid in full. It is common to the Jews and Romans during that time because the word tetelestai simply means that your debt or someone owing a debt has been repaid in full. It is a victory cry from the person who is in debt. How do you feel today when someone comes to you and say, tetelestai to your mortgage and car loans? You'll feel a mixture of relief, thankful, maybe exhilarated, right? Very happy. Someone paid for my car loan or my mortgage loan in full. For me, it is finished, unfortunately brought back cry of failure and shame. It happened to me during the 5th semester of my undergraduate program when I failed to achieve a CGPA of 2.0 that semester. I was undergoing an education loan from the government, or PTPTN loan, and one of the requirements for that loan is to achieve a minimum of CGPA 2.0 every semester. I failed to achieve 2.0 that semester. My loan will be cancelled the following semester. I have no way out. I could not continue my study. I will officially be a college dropout. It is finished. I can remember the looks on my dad's face when I broke the news to him. He lectured me for obvious reasons, and thereafter immediately offered to pay for my next semester's tuition fee without a doubt. It was not really the amount, but it's the immediate urgency that my dad has for me to continue my studies because he truly loved me. I did not look back since and graduated with a bachelor's degree in UPM, and my debt was paid in full that particular semester. Coming back to the scripture, It is finished could bring different meanings to different characters in the passage that we read earlier. During that time, the soldiers said, "It is finished," to Jesus. They would likely be mocking him for being so helpless on the cross. For Jesus' disciple, "It is finished," could probably mean that his disciples are bitter or angry at Jesus for letting himself down or not fighting hard enough to release himself from the cross. But for Jesus, it is finished. It symbolizes Jesus' victorious cry at the cross. When Jesus uttered those words, he was declaring the debt owed to his Father that was completely wiped away forever. Not that Jesus has to wipe any of the debt he owed to his Father, but rather, Jesus eliminated the debt owned by mankind, the debt of you and I, the debt of sin. Truly, the ending of Jesus on the cross is the beginning of mankind. Today, as the ushers pass the bread and wine, let us remember Jesus' death on the cross and his victorious cry when he uttered those three words, "It is finished."